So while we're waiting, I have a thing to discuss about TF2. Um, and it's pertaining to like the lore, I guess. And it's like, first off, it fucking sucks. I'll just be completely honest. It's a good example of when less can be more. Like, and it's kind of dated at this point. It's a victim of its time, I believe. I think it really came from a time period where, you know, fan bases needed an explanation for every little thing. Um, it's how we got to this point where we're at today, where like there's 27 million Marvel spin-offs, and they're all convoluted and impossible to follow. Um, so there's a comic book out there. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not the best. Like, it's not meant to be taken seriously, but even then, it's not funny. It's dated 2000s humor and Josh Whedon kind of shit. Um, and then it tries to take itself seriously at the wrong times. It's stupid. But the big issue I have is particularly with Meet the Pyro. Um, and as I've been playing a lot of Pyro, I've kind of come to realize, like, so the whole point of that thing is that the whole team is kind of afraid of Pyro. Let me turn this off right now. Because he's a lunatic, he's a psychopath, he's a pyromaniac, and all this stuff. But he doesn't see himself as that. He sees uh, what he's doing is like helping, and everyone else is little babies and shit. Pyro vision and all that crap. And I don't really enjoy that interpretation of him. It's like he can be a firebug, right? You can have compulsions to burn things, um, and still be a somewhat functional human being. Um, well, you're not in a fucking fog of delusion the whole fucking all the damn time. You know what I mean? Uh, excuse me, but the big thing I have an issue with is with how his teammates
Mission begins
think
in
of him.
60 seconds.
No, I don't think it's gonna work. Anyway, back to Pyro. My big issue is with how his team is afraid of him, like irrational. I mean, not irrationally, but like no one likes him. They think he's a monster. All this shit. Um, like honestly, Pyro is one of the most like team focused, team oriented members of the fucking game. Like we really think about it, like yeah, medic obviously is there to heal people. Engineer is there to build support structures, but really at the end of the day, Pyro is one of the very few classes that is actively attuned to helping his teammates out. Like his main job is spy checking. Um, you can absolutely do just go WM1 everywhere, right? That's not a fucking that's not a problem. But to really be a good pyro, you have to babysit your snipers, you have to babysit your NGs, you have to be constantly running back and forth between the front and the back row of your team. Um, if you have the home wrecker, you're actively sacrificing damage to help your NG out. Uh, if your teammates are on fire, you're using your own ammunition to air blast them to put them out, and they don't always sit still, so you may take a couple puffs. And you have something like the back burner, you can run out of ammunition really fucking fast. Um, You're the hard counter to rocket spam from soldiers. You're the hard counter to sentries. And like the absolute worst about it all is when you finally get down to like attacking, you're the most expendable out of anyone on the team. Um, like if there's a sentry nest, you're probably going to be the first one in to start blowing, puffing things and setting things on fire. Um, if there's soldiers spamming rockets, you can be the first one in to start trying to air blast them back. Um, you're the uh, on the on the offense, you're the most expendable and least important. You know, but yeah, to finish up, like that long ago thought about Pyro. Pyro is honestly like one of the more supportive team members, and like if anything, the other teammates should be happy to see him. Because he counters other Pyros best. He counters soldiers. He's constantly on the lookout for the spy. He helps out the NG. He puts out his teammates if they're on fire. It's like all these really cool things, and they shouldn't be afraid of him. So anyway, that was my beef with Meet the Pyro.